I remember a while back when Shigeru Miyamoto said he didn't want to make games that people asked for. He wanted to make games we didn't even know we wanted. Joke's on you, pal! I've wanted a game like this for years! A prototype for Splatoon was made up by Animal Crossing developer Shintaro Sato, who came up with the idea of having a 4-on-4 paint-based turf war match. At first, it didn't seem like it was going all that well, as they had a number of ideas, but lacked a way to incorporate them. Miyamoto even said something along the lines of, if they couldn't keep it simple, it would lose its appeal. It went through a number of changes, with one of the biggest problems was deciding on what the main character should be. Animals, Macho Man, robots, and something else. However, they always mainly wanted to use a squid because... I haven't found the answer, but I'll go under the assumption that squids make ink, and that's the ammo in this game, so... logic. Even if they can't swim in the water in this game. But they also wanted it to have a human form, so it could hold the weaponry. Finally, they came up with the idea of, what if they could have a human form, and then go to squid form? And from there, the game was finally starting to come together. At E3 2014, we saw the game for the first time. But I just have to say, showing off a developer commentary before showing the actual trailer for a new IP is not the best direction to go. I had no idea what they were talking about, and I was losing interest because of it. Or maybe it was because they didn't play that rockin' theme for it. But once they finally showed a trailer with that music, that was easily the most exciting thing for me that they showed off in that direct, besides the StarFox teaser. Smash is hyper cool and Xenoblade Chronicles X still looked impressive, but no one saw this coming, and nearly everyone who saw it was somewhere between interested and I want it! Nintendo later started heavily promoting the game, and I was loving every time I would see something about it come up, including its own direct, even though it didn't show us that much new stuff besides the post-launch content. Not DLC, post-launch content, meaning stuff we don't have to pay for. Though I'm sure DLC won't be too far off, and right now when it comes to this game, the more the merrier. And do I even have to mention the free Global Testfire online demo? After that, pre-orders for this game on Amazon shot up to the top spot, and I couldn't stop smiling. And in its first week in Japan, it was sold out! So why was I so excited for this game? Well, for those of you who have stuck with me since my first year on YouTube, you might remember that Forbidden Fruit video I made about how I wanted a Mario paintball game. Now let's go back to the earlier part of this video, where they were deciding on who the main character should be, and one of them was Mario, meaning at one point the game I wanted almost happened. But I'm glad they took this route. It's a new IP, new characters, new gameplay, new experiences to be made. Welcome to the family, Splatoon. Let's get cracking. Splatoon is a third-person shooter where ink powers all your tools. Instead of trying to send the most players to their digital graves, it focuses on which team of 4 players can claim their place with their color. Meaning you can die multiple times and never get a kill, but can still be the highest ranked player if you've been doing your prime objective. Painting the town a color that isn't red, as that color is never in your arsenal. If I had to take a guess as to why it isn't there, I'll assume it's because it didn't want parents to mistake it for blood. To aim, you can use the right analog stick to look left or right, but to look up or down, you have to tilt the gamepad. It was a little wonky for me at first, but after getting the hang of it, I actually prefer this method. But for those that don't want it, you can turn it off. The gamepad will also show you a layout of the area, what areas have been covered, where your teammates are, and by tapping on them, you can launch yourself to that spot to get in on the action faster. Be warned though, it's not always a good idea. In your ink-powered arsenal, you have a main weapon, a sub-weapon, and a special weapon. Your primary and secondary weapon both use ink, and after covering enough turf, you can activate your special. Sub-weapons can range from mines to seekers to even these little ink wall things, but man do they take up a lot of ink! Specials, for the most part, can turn the tide of a battle to your favor, and it's best to retreat from anyone using them, unless it's someone using an ink strike, in which case, free kill! The main weapons come in 3 categories: splatter, charger, and run away! Each have their strengths and weaknesses, and knowing how to make the most of them is key to victory. Though I found myself more attached to the splatters as they can be more mobile, have better aim, and can be quite offensive, until hit in the back by a roller. Rollers can be fun, and good lord did they cover the turf, but they have the shortest range of all. You can fling paint, which is the equivalent of a shotgun blast, but you gotta be quick. I can enjoy this weapon as a nice change of pace, but it's best when used when you're not going head to head. Chargers, as expected, are for those who want to avoid a fight, but still want to win a fight. Pick off players at a distance, and the ink leaves a trail throughout the entire range, making it easy to fire, swim, refill, and repeat. Yes, if you haven't caught on by now or weren't informed beforehand, you can turn into a squid to swim through your ink and go through grates and gates. When submerged in your own ink, you can refill your ink faster, move faster, create surprise attacks, and travel up walls. Except for the ones that have boundaries. Getting hit by the other team's ink too much takes you back to your respawn point, and walking through the other ink is not a good idea whatsoever. Before going into any more detail, it's best to go over the Plaza area. Let's flop on over. Whenever you start up the game, you'll see calamari. Yeah, puns, get used to them in this game. They'll tell you what stages are available in the online multiplayer. You'd find out anyway in the lobby, so a skip button here would be nice. After the broadcast, you can walk around and see other player stats and Miiverse posts. During the first 2 weeks, there were a lot of SpongeBob memes, especially ones about Squidward, but I actually enjoyed a number of these. I mean, so many of them are well drawn and they do get a small chuckle out of me. Once you've gotten your fill of Memeverse, go ahead and check out the other stuff here. You'll find stores that offer you new weapons and clothes. The weapons are always assigned to their subs and specials, but you should be able to find a good match for you. And then more can be unlocked and then bought after raising your level. Your headgear, shirt, and shoes give you different bonuses, and higher ranked accessories with more bonuses show up later on. But the extra goodies have to be unlocked with points from the online modes. If you see a player that has an attire you want, but isn't available yet, you might want to check out Spike. After waiting a day and paying a hefty amount, it's all yours. He can also add an extra bonus to your stuff if there's room, and can change a bonus if you want something else. But if you have more than one, he changes all of them and the outcome is random. I knew there was something fishy about this stranger who's hanging out in the back alley with a bunch of spiky shrooms. Judd the Cat gives you a reward for your victory meter, puns, and advice. Wait, can anyone decipher what he said? Having more of one of the same bonuses decreases the effect? What? What did you guys get out of it? Please let me know in the comments. There's an amiibo station in the back, and I'll go more into that later. A one-on-one offline battle mode called the Battle Dojo, the main replay of the game, the online versus, and finally, the weird old man who takes you through the single-player mode. The story is the Great Zapfish has been stolen, and you are the only person who can get it back from an entire army. You know, the usual stuff. The campaign should only take a couple hours to beat, isn't that hard, is a nice way to get ready for the online mode, had some thought put into the level designs and hazards, a way to increase your single player stats, a simple objective, a useless collectible except from the bosses, a final boss that knew what it was doing, and some nice gear to unlock to help you get a strong start for the online mode. Although I do have to say, making the entry points invisible is a pretty mean trick, as there were some that took me a while to find. The puzzle-like element was nice, and you can go to them right away after finding them, but man, some of those were a pain to find. Okay, I think I've cleared all the basic stuff. Time to go over what we've all been waiting for. The online modes, and is it good? Yes! Sorry, got a little ahead of myself. Splatoon's regular online mode is a 4-on-4 ground war match that lasts 3 minutes. Cover as much turf as you can with your arsenal. Free advice. Kills aren't the deciding factor, and walls do not give you points. But they can help you reach other areas. Win or lose, you'll earn experience points to level up your character, coins to buy more stuff, and those extra bonuses after reaching the requirement. It's simple, it's fun, it works, and quite honestly, that's all you need. There can be lag at times where your shots won't be shown until the game finally catches up with you, but it's manageable. And kind of funny at times, though if your connection is really bad, it can be a bit irritating. The most important thing to note here is that you don't need to worry about meeting your opponents in the field of battle. Stay back, claim your turf, build up your special meter, heck, maybe just avoid everyone and go your own way. If you want to try something else, you can try out ranked battles once you reach level 10. Then you'll quickly want to go back to regular battles. Here you'll have 1 or 2 zones, and the winner is the team that controls them the most before time runs out, or until the team's timer drops from 100 to 0. My first time playing through it, I screwed up badly, and didn't even realize the lower your score was, the better. But even after learning from my mistake, my teammates didn't. I was ready to give up on it, but felt that I should give it at least another shot, and oh my goodness! When you have a good team that knows what they're doing, it is intense! This mode is not for the faint of heart. However, your experience can nearly triple your usual amount when you win, and your rank will slowly go up. But your rank can also decrease as well, so it's best to play at your best. This is a mode where if you play for too long, you'll leave with your arm feeling numb, and your other arm grabs it to keep it from falling off, and a limp in your step because you got your butt kicked, while wearing a smirk on your face because you paid them back tenfold. Splatoon is hard to put down after getting a feel for it. The game is smooth, original, creative, innovative, colorful, and most important of all, it's fun! It's like the Blob, Ratchet & Clank, Team Fortress 2, and the Grid from the Midway arcade game few of you have ever played got together and said, let's take our best stuff and put them together. Losing in a regular match doesn't bother me that much, as I can still get experience points from it, as well as coins. So even if we lose because some teammates dropped out or lost our connection, it doesn't bother me that much. In fact, I just say, that wasn't a fair match, I don't count this loss. Same thing for if the other team has members disappear, I'll just say, well that made things one-sided, I can't enjoy this victory. Unlike ranked battles where failure is not an option because you will pay the price. And dropping out of a match, whether it's your fault or not, is the same penalty as losing. While I'm at it, I might as well wrap up what else I like about this game besides the online mode. The music, especially the main Splatoon theme, will swim around in your head and won't leave. I have no idea what they are saying in any of these songs, and yet I still try to mimic them. Also, the track I used in the last section, you know this one? Reminds me of Ape Escape, and I love it for that! It's hard to know when to put the game down, it just has this level of freshness and addiction to it, though it isn't without its minor but numerous complaints. As mentioned earlier, every time you start the game you'll see these two and they'll tell you stuff you should know as soon as you get inside the lobby. Skip patch please. They'll also kick you out of a lobby when they tell you the stages have changed. Does anyone else feel annoyed by that? Can't just be me. For right now, you're only allowed to play in 2 stages at a time in each mode, can't vote for which one you want to go to, and you're pretty much stuck with these until it rotates hours later. I'm not too bothered by this as the matches are quick enough for me to jump right back in and can try out a different method and tactics. But I felt I should bring that up for people who wish there was more. If you're in a lobby and want to leave, the game thinks there's something wrong with you and won't give you that option. You cannot mix and match weapons, sub-weapons, and specials. It's a done deal, no takesies backsies. I love using my arrow spray, but I really wish I could give it the barrier shield. It's protective, invincible, other players panic, and touching someone on my team while the shield is active automatically gives them the shield for as much time as I have left with it. Truly, it's one of the best ones, with the Kraken being the other one that makes opponents ink themselves when they see it activated. It's cool that your friends can instantly join you in regular matches, not ranked modes, after they've waited of course, but whether or not you're on the same team is completely random. Fortunately, I believe there is a mode coming out for that in the future, or at least something where you can set up something with just your friends. With friends or not, you can't simply switch from one set of gear to another. You have to leave whatever mode you're in to change, and pray that your spot hasn't already been occupied, or that your friends haven't already left. Amiibo support is something I frown upon in this game. I think I'm just going to say in my reviews that the DLC or Amiibo support is good or bad, or if I even have it since that stuff is optional anyways. For example, Mario Kart 8 DLC is good because of its value in content. Hyrule Warriors Amiibo support is good because you can use any Amiibo. I don't have its DLC, but Amiibo support is good. At the time of this review, the Amiibo support is bad. Currently, only 3 Amiibos work: Inkling, Girl or Boy, and the Green Squid that you can't get unless you somehow get the 3-pack, and I'm still amazed I was able to get it! For Inkling Girl, you can use the charger for the single-player missions, and Inkling Boy gives you the roller. Completing them gets you more coins, and beating the bosses gets you special gear. Squiddy lets you use the Kraken special with unlimited ink in that form for a number of missions, along with some that limit your ink, and I hated those, as some of those I could just barely pass! So if you like the charger and roller and wanted to use them in the single-player campaign, get ready to fork over some extra dough. I personally prefer the splatter, but I can't help but sympathize for those that like the charger and rollers and were forced to stick with the splatter the whole time. I'd like there to be Amiibo costumes like a Mario hat or Flood Weapon, Samus or Mega Man helmet, Sonic sneakers, a Pac-Man gun that goes waka 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 when it fires, Link's green tunic, or even a Monado weapon. When's it gonna be showtime? Even if you could just get more coins or let Spike automatically add or change your bonuses, that would be enough, but it really does feel lacking in this department, as do a lot of the main features like stages and modes. Let me be clear, I don't regret getting these Amiibos as I still love the detail and designs to them, but the game really should let you use the other ones. While I like using the Wii U gamepad, I think they should be able to let you use another controller for those that don't want to use the gamepad because of battery life. For those that have said you would lose the super jump ability, well, that thing is kind of flawed as it tells everyone, including the other team, where you're landing unless you have the special bonus. So, you can see where that leads to, right? Most of these things can be patched in an update, or at least I hope they do. The one thing that seems that they are dead set on to never change is to put in voice chat. I completely 100% understand why it's not there. Remember that list I made? But I still feel that it should be with your friends only, or have a mute function just in case. I had an online match with Quarter Guy and Omega Snake with all of us on Skype, and we could tell each other what we were doing, what area we were covering, if someone was in trouble, and it really did feel like it added this extra sense of awareness and strategy to the game. Splatoon works fine without voice chat, but I honestly feel that it's even better with it, especially when talking with friends. As of right now, Splatoon is kind of lacking in the content department with a short amount of weapons, gear, and a handful of maps, but I think the reason for that is because they wanted to get the game out for summer, and hey, a lot of this stuff will be free, if hopefully all of it, so I'll take that. It feels like a whole new direction to the third-person shooter genre, and is highly approachable, accessible, and enjoyable. A lot of the main issues with the game can be fixed later on, but it's hard to tell if they will or not, even if they don't patch things up like a skip button, or a custom set of gear so we can switch right before a match starts from the lobby. It doesn't hurt the game that much, if at all. It would make it less annoying, that's for sure, but for what it is right now, I'm good, and I can't wait to see what else they do with it. A 5 out of 5, it's a great game to add to your collection. Splatoon's normal online mode is a 4-on-4 turf war. Turf? Cover turf, whatever the heck that is. Please tell me I'm not the only one who wants there to be a replay save feature in the future. I had a 16-3 match, and one where I took out the entire other team in one place within a few seconds. I never want to lose another moment like those again. With the lack of voice chat, I like the D-pad to have 3 phrases. Come on, booyah, and can I get a hand here? Or some kind of warning. We can't all have radars and echolators, you know. It's depressing to think that in about 5 years or so, the servers will be dead and there won't be much of a reason to come back to Splatoon. Here's to a sequel on the codename NX. Welcome to the Salty Splatoon. How tough are you?
How tough am I? I was the lead winner in a ranked match.
Yeah, so?
Against a bunch of Japanese players.
Right this way, sorry to keep you waiting. Hey look, extra content you don't have to pay for. That's like the greatest thing ever. Well, you've probably seen those two before, so how about something from someone else, like, and I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Zafre Revolution's 10 favorite Wii games. It's going to be just a little while longer before I make my list, so why not check out another person's list, huh? Reasonable reasons, nice footage, clear narration, lots of obvious puns, though I do hope you fix some of your number transitions, as some of them do come out a bit blurry. The only other thing I can say that needs some improvements is the volume in the background music, specifically entries 8 and 7. Those, kind of overplayed your voice there, pal. Otherwise, keep up the good work. So, about that future video. I was originally planning to do an E3 2015 list, but after seeing it, it's best if I just say what I liked in the description box. That way this part doesn't go on for too long, so I can show this! To be clear, I still have no idea when this will be done, but I won't be working on anything else until Smash Week is completed. Unless there's an emergency or something I really want to talk about, but for the most part, my goal is to finally finish that week. So with all that said, I'll see you guys at the 15-minute challenge of Master Orders. Later, everyone.